We are now going to look at trade flows in the fertilizer industry and trade flows while there's much to the production being in the production area. Trade flows are important in the fertilizer industry. I would suggest that you get the map by ICIS, Global Fertilizer Trade Map Flows. If you are in ACE 435, it will be attached to this this item. It is also attached to this YouTube video. This is what this map looks like. And the thing that I would say about it is that in one map, it does a really good job of explaining or looking at the trade flows that exist. The arrows, the size of the arrows represent trade flows. And if you look at the color coding, you will know, and there's a key at the bottom left-hand portion of the screen that explains those. We are now going to zero in on the North American part of it, and in particular the United States. There you see the key in a much clearer fashion. In the United States, you'll notice that there are some big flows, with one of the biggest ones being phosphate from Canada to the United States, 7053. You'll notice that there are flows from other parts of the world as well as that purplish one, 3125, which is anhydrous ammonia coming from Trinidad. You can see again, U.S. has some major trade flows into it. I would also note that the U.S. is a major producer of all of those products, in particular natural gas and phosphates. So even though we have trade flows into the United States, there are also trade flows. The U.S. is a major producer of those fertilizers, as we have seen. Again, moving back, you will see the major trade flows. I am just going to highlight several of those. First off, note that there's not much moving out of China and Brazil. If you look at it, more is moving in, obviously because those are major production areas. I would also note that there's some major trade flows from Saudi Arabia to India, for example, phosphate rock. One of the strange things about nitrogen is that phosphates, or the export source of them, tend to be in, let's just say, sensitive areas of the world. Here's a graph from Sellers and Nuns that shows what has happened to production, imports, and exports in the United States. You will note that production has risen. That also coincides with building of plants, but also remember, natural gas fracking has been a big deal in the United States. Here to summarize, there are major trade flows of fertilizer around the world. Phosphorus and potassium move from mine locations, and again, there are major trade flows, and I would note that Morocco, Saudi Arabia, and Russia are big ones, and natural gas typically move from natural gas sources, and U.S. and Trinidad are players in those areas.